Very good afternoon. Today I have come to discuss with you the answers of the questions that I have already shared with you, and that is nothing but the revision work that of what we have already learned, right, for the subject information theory and coding. And as I gave the commitment to you that I will discuss the questions that has come to the competitive exams like your grade exams, ISRO exams, and based on that I have prepared a question bank on that, and the questions that I will discuss based on the most probable questions that come in the competitive exam, right? And I think all of you have the question set, and I have already shared the answer set also, but most of them I think are tricky to understand, and that I will explain you in a simple way that you can understand very easily, right? Okay, so coming to my first question, that is, it's a very simple question, and it's 2018 questions of ISRO, and the questions is like that: the minimum distance of n comma k, that is equal to 7 comma 4 linear block code, is upper bounded by what? Hey, so there are some options: 1, 2, 3 or 4. I think most of you are able to answer the questions that the answer will be 3, right? And but what is 3? Why it is 3? How can you calculate the answer? So this is the way that first you have to understand the logic behind the question, right? There will be a very simple questions but in a complex way, so you have to find out the logic behind that. And there is n comma k, that is equal to 7 comma 4, right? So n equal to 7 and k equal to 4, and you have to find out the minimum distance of the code, right? But that I have already shared in my class, that the minimum distance is defined by d, okay, or d mean. What will you prefer? Any parameter you can use for answering the questions. It may be d, it may be d mean, right? And what is the formula? What is the formula related to that? And this is nothing but 2t plus 1, because we have already calculated the questions like how many errors can be detected or corrected from linear block code, from cyclic code, or anything, right? So for detection and correction of the error, you have a simple formula, that is d greater than equal to 2t plus 1 or d greater than equal to t plus 1, right? So we have to use this formula, that is the minimum distance is 2t plus 1. Okay, that I have already taught in the class. I will never go to the detailed explanations because it is already done in my previous lectures, so please go through that. This is your minimum distance formula. And how can you calculate the minimum distance? What is the unknown parameter over here? The unknown parameter is t, right? And how can you put the value of t? Because the question is given like it's linear block code, right? So linear block code, we have already taught that the linear block code, cyclic code, all are single error correcting code, right? And based on that, the more advanced level code, that is BCH code, is multiple error correcting code. But we are discussing about linear block code or cyclic code, that is nothing but a single error correcting code, right? So single error correcting code means that t is equal to 1. So put the value of t equal to 1, and that will become 2 into 1 plus 1, that is 3. Okay, so it's a very simple questions, but they have become in a very complex way. So please do it by using the simple formula that you have already learned, right? So the answer will be equal to 3. Clear? Okay, so coming to my next question, that is, what was my next question? A source produces 4 symbols. I am just writing a very important part of the questions because it is not necessary for me to write the full questions again. So I am writing just point-wise question. A source that produces 4 symbols, right? This is a source that produces 4 symbols. 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? Okay. And what is the probability related to that? for first symbols, suppose these are denoted by x1, x2, x3 and x4, right? Okay, so what is the probability related to x1? This is half. What is the probability? This is 1 by 4. And the probability related to x3 and x4 are same, that is 1 by 8. Okay, and the questions given is that for this source a particular coding scheme has an average code word length. So I am writing over here average code word length. Okay, so this is the logic that is already given, and you have to find the logic. Average code word length, and that is of 2 bits per symbol. Okay, right? And you have to calculate the efficiency of the code. This is a gate questions, efficiency of the code. Okay, so you have already you are well known of the term that is efficiency, redundancy, code word length and everything, right? And that is related to all your the first module of your coding theory, information and coding theory, and that is related to Huffman code and Shanmugam code, right? Okay, so you have to use a simple formula of efficiency calculations that you have already learned about that. So what is the formula of efficiency calculations? That is nothing but eta, right? Efficiency is denoted by eta. But before going to calculate eta, you have to calculate the prior thing, that is the entropy calculations, because eta is related to Hx by L, and where Hx is the entropy and L is the average code word length that is already given. So you have to know the term very well for each and every parameter of your information and coding theory, and based on that you will be able to calculate all the problems, right? So nothing too complex behind that. So you have to calculate efficiency of using the formula Hx by L. See that L is already given, and Hx you have to calculate Hx from the given probability. So it's a very simple problem. So how can you calculate the Hx? Just by using the simple formula. Please recall the formula. What was that? H equal to, there is a summation, and how many symbols we are using over here? That is 4 symbols. So I equal to 1 to 4, right? And what is the formula? The formula was P of xi log 2 okay, I am just writing the simple formula log to P of xi. I am not using I of xi. Okay, because the question is given in terms of P of xi, so I am writing the formula also in terms of P of xi, not I of xi, not informations, but in terms of their probability, right? So there will be a negative sign for that. If we want to write 1 by P of log to I of xi or 1 by P of xi, so then this negative sign will become the positive, right? Okay, so P of xi log to P of xi, and I is varying from 1 to 4. Okay, so this is nothing but the summation of all these four symbols. So this will become minus half of log 2 half plus 1 by 4th log 2 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 log 2, and the base will be 2 because we are handling with the binary data, so base will be 2, and log 2 1 by 8, and also 1 by 8 log 2 1 by 8, right? Okay, but please calculate minutely because there is a high chance, high probability of the wrong answer, right? So this will become, if we calculate it, I think 2 by 4 plus 2 into 3 by 8, okay, and this becomes 7 by 4. Clear? So H means the entropy we have calculated, and it is of 7 by 4, but you have to calculate the efficiency of the code. And how you can do that? Please calculate the eta. Eta means Hx by L. Okay, so what is your Hx? Hx is 7 by 4. And what is your L? Is nothing but average code word length. This will be multiplied by 2. So this becomes 7 by 8. Okay, so this is a simple answer. The answer is 7 by 8. But you have to choose that what is average code word length. This is nothing but capital L. Okay, because we are already handling with more than high range data, means there are more than one there are too much symbols we are transmitting from source to destination. So that's why we are dealing with the average length, and for that purpose we are calculating the entropy, right? All are going to calculate the average calculations information per source symbol. That's why we are taking it average code word length, that is capital L. Yeah. Okay, now coming to my next part, that is the question number 3. What was your question number 3? This is a very simple questions, but you have to understand the logic. Please see the question very carefully, that an image uses how many pixels over there? 512 into 512. Okay, and each of the picture elements can take any of the 8 distinguishable intensity levels. I have already underlined this portion in the questions also, that you will be able to understand. So this is the tricks given over here, that 8 distinguishable intensity level, right? So I am writing over here that 8 distinguishable intensity level. Okay, and from this portion we will calculate the overall thing, and the maximum entropy in the above image. We have to calculate the maximum entropy. Okay, we have to calculate the maximum entropy, right? Maximum entropy means, first, what is my size? My size is 512 cross 512. So this will be taken into account for calculating the answer. And there are 8 distinguishable levels, and we have to calculate the value of small n, right? Each of the picture elements, this is the value of small n. And how can we calculate the value of small n? By using the simple formula, that is the leveling formula, that n equal to log 2l, right? Because just think the value in terms of your information. In terms of information, please think, and you will relate the information to this image question. And this n, this l, this is the level, and 8 distinguishable level. So log 2 8. 8 means 2 cube, that is 3. Okay, so the maximum entropy will be nothing but this will be multiplied, is very clear, and this will be multiplied by 3, and this is your answer, and the answer will be 786432. Clear? So you have to note it down, this formula. You will get many more new formulas from there, and you have to please note it down, the most important formula. If there is any level related question, please apply this formula, calculate the value of n, and complete your answer, right? Okay, so coming to my next part, that is the question number 4. And what is your question number 4? The 4 was, again, this is entropy and efficiency related question. A source generates 3 symbols. Okay, so I am taking the source, and it is generating the three symbols. Okay, x1, x2, and x3. We are going to assume that, and with the probabilities, that is 0.25, 0.25, and 0.50. Clear? Okay, and it is also mentioned that at the rate of 300 symbols per second. Okay, so this is the another important thing, that is the rate of, and please focus on the unit, that I have already mentioned in my first lecture, that please focus on the unit, whether it is symbol per second, whether it is bit per symbol, whether it is source per symbol, and whether it is bit. Please focus the unit of the questions, and you will get a better understanding that which parameter we are going to calculate, whether it is capital R, whether it is small r, because there is a similarity between that, but you have to distinguish one thing, that which we are going to calculate based on that. So here it is given that the rate of the what is the rate of, okay, the rate of 300 symbols per second, and assuming independent generator of symbols. Okay, these all the symbols are independent nature, and the most efficient source encoder would have the average bit rate. Okay, you have to calculate the average bit rate, means the information rate, right? And what is the information rate formula? You have already calculated that R equal to R into H, small r into H, right? So how you can calculate this small r into H? What is your capital H? Capital H is nothing but entropy, right? So, and what is your small r? This is already given. What is your small r? This is the symbol per second, right? So, and this is what is the unit of this r? This is bit per symbol, right? So, one is your bit per second into second per symbol. So, this is your bit per symbol, right? So, how can you calculate the capital R? The capital R, if you are going to calculate capital R, before that you have to calculate the entropy, because small r is already given. So what is your small r? Small r is nothing but these 300 symbols per second, right? So please calculate H, and if you calculate the simple formula P of xi log to 1 by P of xi, and it will become, I think, 1.5. that I have already calculated in your paper. Okay, I am just going to explain all the questions for your better understanding, for your betterment, that you all will be able to understand that what type of questions are coming, right, and will come, and according to that please take preparation if you are serious about that. Okay, so there is nothing complex about that. Okay, and if you love the subject, if you go to the depth of the subject, I think that there is no issue will be there, and there will be no constraint that will put that will put you to be beyond that you're going forward, right? So there will be nothing that will will pull you from the backward. Okay, so please go through that. And what will be your rate of information? This rate of information is denoted by capital R, and capital R will be equal to 300 into 1.5. So it will become 4500 bits per second. Okay, so it's very easy. And then coming to my next question, that is question number 5. And what will be your question number 5? A memoryless source means a discrete memory source, DMS, right? We are talking about DMS that emits n symbols with the probability of P. It is emitting n number of symbols with probability P, right? The entropy of the source as a function of n. The entropy of the source as a function of n, whether it is increases, decreases as log n, increases as n, increases as log n. There are 4 options, right? And which one will be the correct answer according to you? But you have to calculate it, right? We have to define the logic that whether it is increases, whether it is decreases with log n and n log n, right? Okay, so here the question is related to entropy. Okay, so how can you calculate entropy? So please write down the question, the formula related to entropy, that is Hm. If we calculate Hm, this will become I equal to 1 to n into number of symbol Pi log 2 Pi, right? Okay, and this Pi is the probability of the individual symbol, I equal to 1, 2, 3 up to so on, right? So this Pi will be equal to P1 plus P2 dot dot dot, and this will be P1 P2, not plus dot 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 up to Pn. So there is n. So what is your series formula from mathematics? This will become 1 by n, right? So what will be your Hm then? Then your Hm will be I equal to 1 to n. This will become your Pi. Pi means 1 by n log 2. This Pi also becomes 1 by n, right? So this will be option A. Clear? So please calculate the formula first and then relate the option to your answer. Okay. Okay. So coming to my next question, that is the question number 6, and this is a very important question, and this is all about your channel capacity related. This is all about your channel capacity. Okay. And before going to my questions, I would like to explain you that what is your channel capacity related to your bandwidth and related to your signal to noise ratio. And what is the formula? C equal to B log 2 1 plus S by N. So this is your mother formula, right? And this is also applicable for AWGN, that is additive wide Gaussian noise channel. Okay, so how can we do that? And which parameter we have to calculate is okay. The communication channel with AWGN operating at the signal to noise ratio. Okay, the some clues are given over there, that is SNR is much greater than 1. And the bandwidth B has the capacity C1. So this parameter is already given. If SNR is doubled, keeping B constant, so SNR in the second phase, SNR is doubled. Okay, so SNR, if there was S by N, this will become 2S by N. Clear? SNR is doubled but keeping B equal to constant. Okay, B is unchanged. Then the resulting capacity, that is C2. What will be the C2? And there is a relation between some there, C2 and C1 and with B, and what will be your correct answer, right? So how can you calculate this? So again, going to my mother formula, that is C equal to B log to 1 plus S by N. And the question, the logic is given that SNR is much greater than 1. So if it is much greater than 1, this term can be negligible. This hard order term, we can neglect this. So what will be my question? And this, if the bandwidth is B, the channel capacity is C1, right? So this C will be represented by C1. And C1 nearly equal to, if SNR much greater than 1, then this will be B log 2 S by N. Clear? Okay. Now in the second phase, SNR is double but B is constant. So what is your new channel capacity? This new channel capacity, that is C2. C2 will be equal to, this will become B, fine. So this will become B, and but SNR is double, means 2S by N. Clear? So just multiplication formula, log multiplication. So this will be added, and B log 2 plus B log 2 S by N. This log 2 means 1. So this will become B plus B log 2 S by N. So this will become C1 plus B. Because C1 we have already calculated that this is B log 2 S by N. So the relation is C1 equal to, C2 equal to C1 plus B. Okay, so this is also a very simple question, and you have to use the mother formula of the channel capacity, that is C equal to B log to 1 plus S by N, and where B is the bandwidth and S by N equal to signal to noise ratio, that is the SNR parameter. Okay, right. Now the next question, that is question number 7. So I have already this is a very simple question, so this will be explained from here. That is, one BSC is given, means binary symmetric channel, right? That I have already taught you in the module of different types of channel, right? Noiseless channel, lossless channel, deterministic channel, and everything. And there was one important channel was BSC, that is binary symmetric channel. And what is the significance of binary symmetric channel? Why it is binary? Because the data we are dealing with, that is nothing but 0 or 1. And why it is symmetric? Symmetric because if we put the value 0, the output probability will be either 0 or 1, and if we put the value 1, the output probability will be 0 or 1, that are same, right? So here we are using only two symbols, 0 and 1. So this can be denoted by x1 and x2, and their probability is same. So that is likelihood in nature. Likelihood in nature, two symbols. So individual probability will be nothing but half. Right? If there were three symbols, it will become 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, and it will be so on. So what is your the channel capacity formula? That was already given, that 1 plus P log 2P plus 1 minus P log 2 1 minus P. So you have to decide first that what will be the value of P, and put the value of P and calculate the channel capacity. So this is a very simple, but using the logic. First you have to calculate the probability. Here are two symbols, so the individual probability will be half, and because of that it's a symmetric channel. And if there was no symmetry, in this way we can't calculate the probability of that, right? Okay, so this is your question number 7. Okay, and what is your question number 8? Okay, 8 is a very good question. I will also explain it from here. That is, the question is again channel capacity related problem. The question is, the channel capacity is given, that is C equal to W log 2 1 plus P by sigma square, that is equal to N, W beats per second, that means in BPS. Okay, and W is the channel bandwidth and P is the average power received. Okay, and sigma square is nothing but one-sided power spectral density of your AWGM. And for the fixed value, the P by sigma square is given, that is 1000. So this is the main important logic. And what is that? It is already given that P by sigma square equal to 1000, and you have to calculate the channel capacity when the with finite bandwidth is approximately given by. Okay, you have to calculate C, right? You have to calculate C from the given parameter, from the given formula, right? So here the formula is given by W log to 1 plus P by sigma square W. Okay, W is the channel bandwidth, P is the average power, all are given, but you have to decide the value of this C, because this includes more than one unknown parameter, but you have to generalize in one thing. So how can you do that? Please see, the clue is given in the question, that is P by sigma square equal to 1000. So you have to rearrange the questions, right? So you can choose it in this way, that P by sigma square into sigma square by P, because 1 can be written over that in this way by rearranging this parameter. What we are taking, we are also eliminating, right? So this can be done in such a way that P by sigma square into sigma square by P, and the overall same will be remain unchanged, right? Okay, so this P by sigma square value is already given, that is 1000. Okay, and here please rearrange it, this sigma square by P W log 2 into 1 by 1 plus P by sigma square W, and please calculate it that 1 by sigma square by P into W. This is the same thing, this is and this is are same, right? So you can take it as X. So please take it at X equal to sigma square W by P, right? And take this limit, because the limit is finite bandwidth. So take limit tends to infinity and put this value X log to 1 plus 1 by X. So what is the formula? It's a limit formula, that is nothing but E, log to E. And what is the value of log to E? This is nothing but 1.44. And 1.44 will be multiplied by P by sigma square, and these values already given, 1.44 into 1000, and it will become 1.44 kbps, kilobyte per second, right? So it is a very simple questions, and too much informations are given in the questions, but the answer will be very simple. So this is the way to confuse that what will be the steps to solve your question. But if you know the logic in a very in a simple way, you can implement the logic and you can easily calculate the answer, right? So in my next lecture there will be more questions from these competitive examinations will be given, and please practice that accordingly, and upgrade yourself, right? Okay, thank you.